This tiny little rock in the mid-Atlantic is Ascension Island. By the time we got back to Ascension, the Falklands had already been invaded. Given a new command, I was asked to retake South Georgia, 3,000 nautical miles away from our current position. As we were resupplying, the Black Book missions were just getting underway. If you squint really hard, these B-52s are actually Vulcan bombers. Operation Black Book was an audacious plan by the RAF to bomb Port Stanley. And also another way of saying if we can hit Port Stanley, we can hit Buenos Aires with a nuclear-capable strike bomber. Subtle or what? So the plan was to refuel tankers with tankers and then refuel the bombers further along the mission. And at that time was the longest bombing mission ever undertaken. This is HMS Invincible, my new whip. It was actually Endurance that returned, but I wanted to play with the Harriers. I just wanted to say I was blown away by the response to my first video, so I thought I'd have a second go and try and improve. Oh, and for all you purists out there, on screen now. I set Antrim to the task of sending her heli to put out some sonar buoys in front of the task force. Also in the task force was the British nuclear submarine HMS Conqueror. Again, I'm just using the vessels I want to use, I don't care whether they're right or not.
Depth, 4, dive aye.
I gave her the task of getting ahead of the task force and neutralising any threats. HMS Plymouth, our anti-air vessel, also carried a detachment of SBS. At about 2:30, a maritime patrol aircraft flew in with orders, saying Operation Parakeet had the green light. For the rest of the day, we steamed southwards, anxious about what was to come. Also along for the cruise was RFA Tidespring, our supply ship. Because without fuel, we're going nowhere. Conqueror was deep and flank ahead, heading southwest. The rest of us just settled in for the night.
Ahead 2/3. Maneuvering aye.
The next morning, the code word Superfuse was read over all ship's tannoys, and then 5,000 lions roared in the middle of the Atlantic. To be honest, they probably heard us in Buenos Aires. The next morning, breakfast and normal ship duties carried on. Conqueror, who was much further south, surfaced for her rendezvous with a supply ship. First job of the day was to send out a patrol of anti-submarine helicopters. because to be honest, watching these animations never gets tired. Did I mention the attention to detail is awesome? Well done to the developers for this. This is not the usual standard for an early access game.
Buoy away!
We found no contact ahead, which is not surprising considering we're in the middle of the South Atlantic. After retrieving the helicopters, we pushed on south for the rest of the day. The animations are just amazing. It's just delightful to watch. About 5 o'clock in the evening, a storm came in. Those who hadn't been sick already soon were. Even the enormous tide spring was getting tossed around like a cross-channel dinghy. Didn't really bother her passengers all that much, as they were sea soldiers. 4-2 Commando M Company. Antrim, our flagship, was carrying D Company of the SAS, which are land soldiers, and they had special forces of their own going on.
Ahead standard. Maneuvering eye. Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye.
Us Brits, who can be a superstitious bunch sometimes, thought the gods were angry. Hopefully with them, not us. The observant among you will have noticed that on both videos I've not fired a shot in anger. There are two reasons for this. In the real world, wars usually get fought to the timetable of slow, slow, quick, slow. And also, this is millions of pounds of pixels on a screen. You don't want to be sending it to the bottom of the ocean at the first available opportunity. I'm going to treat this game like a lady and take my time. Because my editing process takes so long, I spend more time making the video than I do playing the game. So I suppose you're watching me play each model for the first time. and then fanboy out.
On station. Roger, turn 213. Roger, go to altitude 10,000.
Come on guys, there was no need for you to put the sundogs in, but you did it anyway. Amazing.
Roger, turn 142.
A quick combat air patrol at 10,000 feet and then back to the ship for full English breakfast.
Roger, turn 022. On station, Roger, turn 004.
A picture of a Sea Harrier with the correct roundels is on screen now.
Roger, go to altitude 200.
I'm not sure if I've already mentioned about the details in this game. After the retrieval of the Sea Harriers, the monotony of a 3,000 nautical mile journey carried on. Conqueror, who had just finished with her resupply and received her secondary orders for a mission that we may attempt later on if you want,
Make my depth 110. Dive I.
blew her tanks and descended below the waves like a silent but very deadly killer shark on the way to South Georgia to enforce the 250-mile exclusion zone which had been put in force. In the afternoon, another sub-patrol, as I know the Santa Fe's out there somewhere because I made the mission. If you want fast-paced, world-ending Armageddon warfare, I'm not your guy. But if you're still here at this point, 2 videos in, that's not what you want, and I am your guy. The sound levels and the editing could still do with some work, but I'm a lot happier with the second video like. With calm seas and a blue sky, the lads were let up on deck for a little bit of R&R. And me? Well, I just finished the day off making cinematic cutscenes for the end of the video, really. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.